It starts as a feeling of pure magic. You type a prompt. The code appears, you paste it in, and it runs. You feel like a 10 times developer. But then, 3 hours later, you are staring at a red error log that makes absolutely no sense. The magic has vanished, and you are left with a headache. This is the trap of vibe coding. We have all been sold a lie about AI speed. We think these tools are saving us time. But there is a hidden tax that nobody talks about. You do not see it on the pricing page for ChatGPT or Claude. You feel it in your missed deadlines and your ruined weekends. Today, we are going to expose why your AI assistant is actually wasting your time and the specific workflow shift you need to make right now to stop it. Picture this scenario. You ask your assistant for a quick React hook to integrate a payment API. It confidently spits out a solution. It looks clean. It looks professional. But here's the problem. That code was lifted from a Stack Overflow answer written 2 years ago. It calls a function that was deprecated last month. It assumes a build setup you stopped using in 2023. You paste it. You run it. And the errors start stacking up. Type mismatches, linter warnings, import failures. You assume you made a mistake, so you start tweaking. You start searching. But you are not debugging your code. You are debugging a hallucination. The AI built you a time machine that takes you back to a version of the web that no longer exists. This is what Robin Ebers calls the hidden tax. By the time you realize the entire approach rests on outdated assumptions, you have sunk 90 minutes into fixing a mistake you never would have made yourself. Those are features you did not ship, tests you did not write. Multiply that by a week, and your free assistant just quietly erased a full day of productive engineering. But here's the part nobody expected. This is not just about lost time. It is about lost skill. This phenomenon has a name. It is called vibe coding. Vibe coding describes the moment you stop reasoning about your system and start treating the AI like a magician. You paste a vague prompt, accept whatever comes back, and keep reprompting until it runs. The goal shifts. You are no longer building a robust architecture. You are coaxing a vibe. You want code that looks alive, just as long as you do not look too closely at it. Early on, this feels incredible. You can scaffold an app in a language you barely know in under an hour. It feels like a superpower. But that speed hides a brutal trade-off. When you rely on the vibe, skill atrophy follows fast. If you always ask the bot to fix the error instead of reading the stack trace, you stop building the mental model of your own software. Complex issues like race conditions or version mismatches become impossible to untangle because you never owned the architecture in the first place. You become a prompt engineer babysitting a black box. So why does this happen? Why does your assistant keep lying to you? It is not malicious. It is frozen. Most AI models are trained on static scrapes of the internet captured months or years ago. They are predicting the next word based on what the documentation used to look like in 2023. Imagine walking into a restaurant and ordering from a photo of a menu that someone uploaded to Google Maps 2 years ago. Prices changed. Dishes disappeared. Allergens were updated. But your AI waiter still swears the mushroom risotto is on page 2. That is exactly what code generation is doing when it pulls from stale tutorials instead of current docs. Framework authors move fast. Next.js, React, and Vue ship major updates every 6 to 18 months. A model trained on a 2023 crawl cannot magically intuit a breaking change introduced in October 2024. Yet, it speaks with the confidence of a senior engineer who just triple-checked the manual. This brings us to the solution. The era of the vibe coder is ending. We are seeing the rise of the doc-grounded developer. This is a fundamental shift in workflow. Instead of asking a general-purpose AI to just make it work, you pipe in project files, framework versions, and official documentation. You stop the model from guessing. You force it to read the restaurant's current kitchen printout, not the old photo. This is technically called retrieval augmented generation. You embed your docs, fetch the relevant chunks, and feed those into the prompt, so the model cites actual methods, not vibes. This is where tools like ref.tools come into play. Think of it as the official menu for code. It acts as a centralized hub for canonical references. Instead of your AI scraping a random blog post, it gets pointed at a single curated index of official documentation for React, Tailwind, or Prisma. And here is the strategic twist. The ecosystem is currently in a knife fight. You have IDE native tools like Cursor and Copilot trying to index your local files. And you have centralized hubs like Ref trying to index the global web. Everyone is racing to solve the same problem, stopping the hallucination. The developers shipping the fastest in 2025 will not be the ones who trust AI the most. They will be the ones who constrain it the hardest. They are becoming context engineers. They spend their time wiring their assistant into local source code, API schemas, and internal runbooks. The payoff is measurable. Fewer 2-hour debugging rabbit holes. More first-try integrations that actually compile. When you ground your AI, you turn it from a creative writer into a junior developer who is glued to the documentation. So, stop vibe coding. Stop treating the prompt box like a slot machine. If you want to survive the next shift in software engineering, you need to stop asking for magic and start demanding citations. Because the code that works today is the code that knows what today actually looks like.